Hey guys, it's Vicky, and today before I get into my video, I just wanted to ask how are you? Because I know that things are a little crazy right now, and I just want you to know that I'm thinking of you all and that I hope everyone is doing all right. I know for me personally, the anxiety has been incredibly high. This is just a very strange time, something that we have never dealt with. So it's scary. And I just want you guys to know that I'm with you and all of those feelings. I know, again, personally, tears have been shed. There's just a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear. And I know for me, constantly flipping through news articles and scrolling through Facebook has certainly not helped my anxiety level. So I'm trying to stop doing that. Though I have found that BookTube has been a wonderful distraction. So I hope that you guys feel the same way and that we can continue to talk about books and basically distract each other. So yes, I hope you all are doing well, and I hope that you stay sane during this quarantine situation, because I know many of us are being asked to stay at home, and I know that's hard, but I think that if we follow those protocols, that this will go a lot smoother than if we didn't. So it's gonna be tough. We can do it. I have faith in all of us. We can get through this. So yes, with that being said, today's video is a book haul revisit. Now, typically with these, I go 2 years back, look at the video that I posted, and see how many of the books I read, how many I didn't read, and then I pick one from that stack of unread books and I put it on my next month's TBR. So in April of 2018, I had 2 book hauls, which is very strange for me because I don't post a ton of book hauls. I definitely don't do them every month. And so to have 2 in 1 month is kind of crazy. So that was in April of 2018. So what I decided to do was the first book haul that I posted, I'm going to review now here in March and put one of those unread books on my TBR for April, and then I will review the part 2 book haul from April 2018 in April and put a book from that on my May TBR. So that's how we're gonna do things. This haul, like I said, is from 2 years ago. So let's go ahead and take a trip down memory lane to 2018 Vicky and see what I bought, what I've read, what I haven't read. Let's get into it. Hey guys, it's Vicky, and today I'm here to share with you a book haul. I haven't done a book haul in a few months here on my channel, so I've accumulated some books. I have a stack here that most of them are from Nocturnal Readers boxes. So I'm going to share those, and then I bought a couple with some birthday money that I got in March because my birthday was in March, and I bought myself a couple of books. And then I also have a big old stack, well, 2 big bags of books that I bought at a library sale recently, and I'm probably going to do a separate video for those because, yeah, there's a lot of books there. So let's just go ahead and get into the ones I'm going to share with you today. So like I said, the first couple that I'm going to show you are ones that I got in Nocturnal Readers boxes, ones that I haven't read yet. So I didn't bother pulling the ones that I've already read in the past couple months because I just felt like that was kind of redundant. So I'm just going to show you the ones that I have received but have not read yet. And the first one is The Fury by John Ferris. I'm not entirely sure what this one's about. I think it has something to do with 2 teenagers that are like somehow they're spiritually connected and they start doing bad things together. So The Fury, I actually ended up unhauling without reading it because I got it in a subscription box. It wasn't one that was like immediately grabbing my attention in terms of the plot, so it just sat on my shelves and sat on my shelves. So yeah, I unhauled it. I got rid of it without reading it. So guess I have to do an unhauled column for this video because yeah, I got rid of that one. Next up, I have The Gone World by Tom Sweeterlich. And this was another one that came in a Nocturnal Readers box. And this one sounds like it is a kind of a sci-fi thriller mystery. I'm just going to stop there because also The Gone World didn't read it, unhauled it. Same thing. The plot just wasn't really like drawing me in, and I just decided, you know what, this isn't for me, and I got rid of it. So that's 2 now in the unhauled pile, which is kind of strange for me. I usually don't buy books and then unhaul them, but like I said, these were in subscription boxes, so it wasn't like I sought these books out and bought them. I didn't really have control over getting them, if that makes sense. So yeah, okay, so yeah, 2 unhauled. Next up is S by Koji Suzuki, and this one, it really has me interested. Okay, yes, so S is another one that I unhauled without reading. It did sound interesting to me because it does, it's by the same author that wrote The Ring, which I haven't read the book, but I really love the movie, like, great movie. But this book is like part of that whole kind of universe, but I don't really want to read the other books. I'm happy with just seeing the movie, and then I know it's been said that you don't have to read the other books to enjoy Us, but I feel like I should still read them, and I just don't really want to, so yeah, I totally unhauled that one too. Next we have one that I've shown in, I had it on a TBR a month or 2 ago, and I never got to it, and I still haven't got to it, but I really want to read it soon because it just sounds so different, and that is Hellhound by Ken Greenhall. This is about a dog that likes to kill people, and it's told through his perspective. Okay, so I did read Hellhound. I think I read it in 2018 actually, and it was during BookTube-a-thon, or now it's called the Reading Rush, but it was BookTube-a-thon back then, and it was really good. It was really fun, very dark, especially if you like dogs and you kind of want a horror story revolving around an evil dog. Totally read Hellhound. It's a fun one. I believe it was a 4-star read for me. The next 2 are ones that I actually have on my April TBR, and I just haven't gotten to yet, but I'm hoping to still get to them this month. They were both review copies that were sent to me for review, and so I want to get to them as soon as possible. The first one being Murder in Little Shendon by A.H. Richardson. This is a murder mystery, and I've been in a murder mystery mood lately. I feel like all the books that I've read so far this month are murder mysteries, so it's gonna just fit right in with what I'm reading right now. So it sounds like, though, it's just about a man who is murdered in this small town, and the suspect list is rather large because he was not a well-liked person, so there's a lot of suspects to get through, a lot of interviews to conduct, and a lot of investigating. So I did end up reading Murder in Little Shendon, and it was a 2-star read for me, unfortunately. I just thought that the story was sort of boring, and compared to other mysteries that I had read, it just, usually I like a story where, you know, there's a detective and he's talking to all these people and gathering clues. But for some reason the story here was just, it was just dry. The characters weren't interesting, and I just overall just didn't really enjoy the reading experience. So it was a 2-star read for me, and so I have since unhauled that book as well. Next one is the book I'm planning to read next as soon as I finish the book I'm reading, and that is The Oracle Year by Charles Soule. This is another one, like I said, I was sent for review, and this is I think they call it speculative fiction. It's about a guy who wakes up one day and he has these premonitions in his head, and he's not really sure how they got there or why, but he decides to put them online using this website, and he calls himself the Oracle. And then it kind of just starts this crazy wild goose chase kind of thing because the government wants to know who he is and how he knows this information, and he obviously wants to remain anonymous because he knows that there are dangers in knowing the future. So it just sounds like a fun kind of story. So I did read The Oracle Year. I think it was a 3-star. It was fine. There wasn't anything about it that I thought was like spectacular. It's one of those books that I think would be a pretty cool movie to watch because it does have a very like fast-paced kind of plot to it, but overall it was just like okay, and it was just like a 3-star read. You know, nothing great, nothing horrible, and I also have unhauled that book since reading it. And then the last three are ones that I bought with my birthday money. And the first one I'm actually currently reading right now, and that is The Alienist by Caleb Carr. We are reading this for our quarterly challenge for my local book club. We're reading the book, and then we're going to binge watch the show and then talk about it. So I've already actually started watching the show. I've only watched the first episode, so I haven't spoiled myself with anything yet. And I'm about almost 200 pages into the book. But it's, again, a murder mystery, but also has a huge historical fiction slant to it. It takes place in New York City in 1896, and this killer is out there who is murdering young boys who are cross-dressing prostitutes. So it's definitely dark, and some of the stuff that this killer does to these boys is pretty grotesque and disturbing. So it's really good so far. I'm really liking the historical fiction slant, you know, learning about. Okay, I did read The Alienist, and I really enjoyed it. It was a 4-star read. Like I was kind of about to say before I cut myself off, I really liked the historical aspects of the story. Seeing 1896 New York City was really interesting because it's nothing like the New York City that we know today. And so I really loved that aspect, and I loved how it kind of examined how psychiatrists were viewed in that time period as well. They were called alienists. That whole thing was really interesting also, and how like detective work was kind of done back then, because there were definitely not the technologies that we have today. So yeah, overall that was a really good book. If you like historical fiction and like murder mysteries, definitely check out The Alienist because it combines those two things very well. 4-star read, check it out. The next one I picked up was Wraith by Joe Hill and Charles Paul Wilson III, and this is a kind of a tie-in graphic novel that Joe Hill wrote that ties into Nosferatu, which is one of my favorite horror novels, definitely my favorite Joe Hill book. And it's all about Charlie Manx, who is the bad guy in Nosferatu. So yeah, I read Wraith, loved it. The artwork I thought was awesome. If I remember right, there were some full pages in the story that were like amazingly done, and I just thought the story was really cool. It was a great tie-in, so like if you're a fan of Nosferatu and you haven't read Wraith, you totally should. It was a 5-star read for me. I loved it. And then the last one that I'm going to show in this video is one that I actually bought for Leia and I to read together, and we've actually started reading it. We're going to read a story a night from it, and it's called Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls, 100 Tales of Extraordinary Women. And so, let me just open it up. And it's by Elena Favilli and Francesca Cavallo. And first of all, I just love this cover. I think it's so pretty. And it's basically 100 stories about extraordinary women, just like the subtitle suggests. Yes, I cut myself off again. I read Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls with Leia and really loved it. I loved the way that it was set up, and that each page is a different woman, and you get an illustration of her and basically like the story of her life. And they all start with Once Upon a Time, which I thought was also really fun. So yeah, it's a great book to learn about all different types of women. I learned a lot reading it, being an adult, and my daughter enjoyed it as well. So I definitely would recommend it to, even if you're an adult, go pick it up and read it because you'll learn something. But especially for kids, to learn about a lot of amazing women in history, definitely pick that one up. It was a 5-star read. Yeah, loved it. All right, guys, so those are all the books I hauled in that video. So I've been keeping tally. I don't know if you have, but so it turns out I read 6 books, unhauled without reading 3 books, and I have 0 unread from this book haul. Has that ever happened before in a book haul revisit where all of the books have been read or whatever? This kind of messes up my plan a little bit, doesn't it? I was planning on taking one of the books and putting it on my TBR for April, but it looks like I don't have to because I don't have any unread books. All right, so I guess that leaves one open slot for my April TBR, and I'm not complaining because I have a whole bunch of unread books to read anyway, so I will not have a problem filling that spot for sure. All right, guys, so there it is, the unhaul, the the haul revisit. Like I said, I'm gonna do part 2 next month in April. Same thing, I will review the video, pick a book that has not been read, and add it to my May TBR. So let me know down below if you've read any of the books that I talked about here. What did you think of them? Did I make a mistake in unhauling those 3 books without reading them? Let me know. And also, please let me know how you're doing. What kinds of things are you doing to keep busy and distract yourself from all the craziness that's going on in the world right now? Like I said in the beginning of the video, I really hope you're all doing well and that you all take care. And I really feel like if we stick this out, everything's gonna be all right. I'm trying to stay positive. I know it's hard. Like I said, I've already had a couple of moments where I've had to go cry. It's stressful and it's okay. It's okay to be stressful. This is a scary thing we've never dealt with before. I know starting today, my daughter is home from school as of right now until April 6th. It's probably gonna be longer than that. But we made do. We did school this morning. She had a great time. Her teacher was really great about sending us a lot of resources and worksheets and things to do with them. So it went very smoothly and we're making do, you know, we're getting outside when we can, taking walks or just playing in the driveway or in the backyard. And we're going for drives. If the weather isn't nice, we get in the car and we just drive around. But yeah, social distancing, that's what you got to do to deal with it. And hopefully it'll be over soon. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing well and that you're staying healthy and sane. And I will chat with you very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.